Hello my friends, today I'm going to be doing what I think is the most powerful Mercy Monk build that I currently know how to make, and I think is the strongest not only Mercy Monk out there, but also just straight Monk there is. Now I know that's a bold statement, so I'm willing to hear you guys' arguments below, and I would love it if you guys could teach me how to make a better Monk. But this is where I stand for now, so let's jump into it. We're gonna take Goliath, because Goliath's Stone Endurance changes us from being pretty damn squishy to being pretty damn tanky. This is a feature I really underrated when I was doing my Goliath deep dive, but the more I've thought about it, the more I actually love this feature. And people are often saying, hey, like monks are so squishy because they have that D8 instead of say Ranger's D10. Well, Stone's Endurance makes up for that plus a bunch more. On top of that, we get resistance to cold damage, which is always fantastic. But keep in mind that we do not have dark vision, nor do we have any features that really allow us to get it. So we need to always have those light items throughout our campaign. Keep those torches on you, baby. And here's a hot tip. I recommend you guys save up and buy a bullseye lantern. Why? Well, because monks aren't spending their money on anything else. We're actually really efficient as far as money goes as a monk. And so saving up for a bullseye lantern is really going to take care of a lot of your dark vision problems, because bullseye lanterns slap. They're absolutely fantastic. Now, as for stats, we're going to do the standard monk thing. +1/+1/+1, dexterity, constitution, wisdom. Very simple. At level 1, we're doing the normal monk thing. We're going to have our unarmored defense. We're going to use our attack followed up by a martial arts attack. This is actually really good at this level. We're basically the only person who's getting a free attack. We can do a bunch of extra damage that most other characters won't. Pretty good. We'll likely be using the spear. It's our gold standard for a monk weapon. It does a D8 of damage, and it can be thrown. So having a couple spears on you, pretty good. On top of that, we normally come as a monk with 11 HP. Now, 11 HP comes from our D8 plus 3 in Constitution. Well, how much HP is Stone's Endurance giving us at this level? On average, it's giving us 19 HP. We over double our HP just by being a Goliath here at first level. That's fantastic. We're like almost as tanky as a barbarian. Not quite, I admit, but we're almost as tanky as a barbarian. We're more tanky as far as HP is concerned than a fighter and a ranger that aren't a Goliath. We can stand toe to toe in the front line by being a Goliath. At level 2, we're still doing the normal monk things. We pick up some extra movement speed here. Flurry of blows becomes our main point of damage. We have our key here now. Super basic level. Just do everything that a monk does. At level 3, we're going Way of Mercy. Here's where things start getting pretty interesting. We're going to switch from Flurry of Blows as our primary offense to Hand of Harm. We're only going to be using Hand of Harm when we hit our basic martial arts attack. So we're going to be doing our attack, then our martial arts attack. If it misses, save your key. Wait till next time. When you hit with it, we can now expend our key and just guarantee that each key point is damage. If we're spending it on Flurry of Blows, we do not guarantee that. So just be patient. Your key will last a lot longer this way and guarantee it does damage. So that's the main primary goal that we have, and we're only spending our key elsewhere when the need really cries out for it. At level 4, we're picking up a Dex ASI. We're here at 5th level. We get a proficiency bonus, meaning that our Stone's Endurance now goes further throughout the day. So let's do the math on Stone's Endurance here. On average, Stone's Endurance is giving us 28.5 HP per long rest, and considering that we're likely going to have around 44 HP at this level, it shows that we're outscaling Stone's Endurance, but this is still over a 50% increase in our health pool, so that's quite amazing. One quick note I actually want to make on Stone's Endurance is don't use it on your first hit. I'd say between 75 and 50% HP is where you really want to be using Stone's Endurance a lot. Gives you enough of a buffer that you can do it several times on the way down, but if you only take 25% of damage at the beginning of the day, you can do a short rest and heal that off. So you use your hit die in conjunction with your Stone's Endurance to get the most out of both of those resources. You want to be spreading the damage out between those two resources. But going back to 5th level, we're getting our extra attack here, which is just really nice. We're also getting Stunning Strike. Stunning Strike is going to compete with Hand of Harm at this level, and you probably will want to be using Stunning Strike more often than not, even though you don't have the most efficient Stunning Strike in the world. But throughout our career, Stunning Strike will still be used to attack people who are spellcasters, who don't really mind the poison condition, or people who are immune to the poison condition. So it never goes out of style, but it is secondary to what we get at 6th level. 6th level for the Mercy Monk is absolutely huge, and it's a big reason why we don't take a 1st level dip into anything else, because we want to get to 6th level as quick as possible. That's even more so for the 6th level feature, because we get so much better at this level. It becomes our primary offense. Our Hand of Harm now gives the poison condition instantly. No save, just gives it, and that's incredible. Not saving on it makes it way better than Stunning Strike. It's just so consistent. And it really turns us into a tank for our team, because now we just find the biggest, baddest mofo on the battlefield, we go and poison them, and they have disadvantage on attacking our whole squad, including us. Very similar to like Ancestral Guardians, but Ancestral Guardians can do it every turn, but they can't have disadvantage on the attack against them where we can. So there's a give and a take here. But our support also gets better at this level. Our Hands of Healing now has essentially lesser restoration attached to it. Again, no extra key. So we can now heal the stun condition or heal the paralyzed condition as part of our Flurry of Blows. So we can still do everything we're doing, and for just one extra key, we can heal our allies. That is honestly combat changing, and it's really cool because we're like this tanky support build. Really good. So this is the level that really defines our permanent playstyle. Like I said, you find the biggest, baddest guy on the field, you go toe to toe with them. You rely on Stone's Endurance and your poisoned condition to keep you alive from fighting that guy in the face-to-face combat. We're really standing among the barbarians and the fighters of the game. We are right there in the front of combat, not trying to dodge, not trying to avoid damage, but saying, hey, we can take it. I really love that in this monk. And on top of that, we can do some light support support. We can do some light healings, light curing of conditions. Really cool. I really like how this build comes together. Mercy Monk's sick. Skipping a couple levels, we get to level 11. We're now always going to use Flurry of Blows. Flurry of Blows is a massive buff at level 11 because now we can combine it with our poison condition, the Hands of Harm, the healings. With 1 key point, we can hit our enemy, poison them, do some damage, then we can run over to our ally, heal them, and then cure their condition, whatever condition they may have, as well as 2 attacks on top of that. That is 1 key point. That is so many things we do with that 1 key point. So efficient on top of still doing damage as a frontliner. Man, that's good. Something else to note here is this is the level where our unarmed attacks damage per round catches up to our weapons. So we just drop all weapons at this point besides ranged weapons if we ever need. But overall, we're just punching people all the time. So overall, it's just a great DPR bump for us. This level is just really good for us. Increases our efficiency and DPR. Fantastic level. And another reason we don't want to be slowing down taking levels in other classes. We really want to get here. Once again, a bunch of skippable levels here. We're just doing a bunch of monk things. Nothing really changes. Once we hit level 17, we can do our Revivify, but it's better Revivify 24 hours plus a heal on top of it for just 5 key points, which at this point, that is a worthwhile trade for certain. It's not going to change our game plan at all. It's not going to enhance our combat prowess, but you can always use another Reviver no matter what level you're at. Although this is a level where you're probably going to have multiple avenues for Revivify, but this is a very inexpensive one. Next level is level 18, and this is going to be the last level I talk about because I feel like it's the last level where you have a game-changing feature. The game-changing feature is Empty Body. It allows us to use 4 key points to basically use greater invisibility for 1 minute. On top of the greater invisibility, it also gives us resistance to all damage besides force damage, so we just become way more tanky on top of being invisible. But what this really enables us to do is attack with advantage, so we're doing more damage, we're hitting more often. We spread the poison condition, so they're going to attack all of our allies at disadvantage. And then honestly, what are the allies going to do? Because back in the day, it might have been like, hey, that dude poisoned our boss, let's target them down, which is honestly what we want. We're a tank with Stone's endurance. But in this case, how do they even deal with us? They can't see us to target us. If they do manage to hit us, we have resistance to their damage, can take their damage all day. The main threat that we keep poisoning over and over again, which we can do at this level for like 12 turns in a row. What are they going to do? They just can't do anything to that combo. Their biggest, baddest allies constantly attacking our team at disadvantage, so we can really increase our own survivability and damage output with this feature. But just keep in mind that when you go invisible, you can't go uninvisible. So if you need to be taking hits for your team, don't use this. So there is some nuance in it. The Way of Mercy is often cited as the best monk there is, and I think that's quite fair. But why? I think it comes down to one word: specialization. When I first got into this deep dive, I said, you know what? I think monks are meant to be specialized. That was my theory, and the more I've talked about monks, the more I've thought about monks, the more I've concluded that that is correct. Monks are meant to be specialized, and Mercy does it perfectly. They give you 2 features: Hands of Healing, Hands of Harm, 1 key point each, and throughout their whole career, every subclass feature you get, those just get better without taking up any more key to do it. So you just have this hyper efficiency that's coming out, and then you can just reapply it. If you have a key feature that is hyper efficient, using it turn in and turn out is just super good. It's the equivalent of using like a 3rd level spell every single turn. You can just keep popping them over and over and over again. In the Drunken Master video, I talked about how sometimes these key points can be considered better if we consider that they enable tactics. And the tactic that our poison condition that we're giving out enables is the fact that we can just stand toe to toe with monsters way better. And I really think the Goliath enhances that. So it all comes together in this really powerful and nice, strong package. Out of every single monk subclass in the game, this is the one that synergizes with the base monk features best. A lot of them are just doing their own thing and they don't really synergize. Here, we're getting a lot of synergy. I really love to see that. But this is just my take on the Mercy Monk's best build there is. Let me know what yours would be in the comments down below. But other than that, I hope you have yourselves a lovely day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.